an awful lot of work, but so have the team to get today organised. Sam Fairbairn, as Secretary of the People's Assembly.
Well, thanks Remain, and thanks everybody for coming today. From the BBC to Parliament, they tried to ignore the views of the majority. They tried to ignore the misery and the suffering that austerity is creating for millions of people. Well, today they have no excuse to ignore us. And the only thing that Osborne's so-called recovery demonstrates is that it's getting better for those at the top, while it's austerity, falling living standards and cutbacks for the rest of us. They hate our welfare state. They hate our NHS. They hate our proud multicultural society. And so when they set out to smash all the gains that working people like us, have fought and won for over the last generation, they use the language of division to set communities against each other. Well, they do this by pitting the public sector workers against the private sector workers. They do this by pitting the employed against the unemployed. They do this by scapegoating immigrants and blaming the poorest in society. Well, today, all of us have stood together in a show of strength, united, and we sent a clear message. And that message is this: that we will make this country ungovernable for any government that remains committed to austerity. The People's Assembly is just 1 year old today. Already we have over 100 local groups across the country. We've brought together the trade unions with the anti-cuts campaigners, the students with the pensioners, and we've brought thousands of people onto the streets and into the movement. But we need to do more. And today is just the start of the biggest wave of resistance for years. In just 2 weeks' time, over 2 million people could look likely to be taking strike action in the biggest coordinated strikes for many years. Over the summer, people will be marching from Jarrow to London in defence of our NHS, and the next time that we all meet together on the streets of London, on Saturday the 18th of October, we could be making history on the biggest demonstration in British history. Friends, let's go back to our communities, let's go back to our workplaces, get involved in your local People's Assembly groups, build support for the 10th of July strikes, and together, let's create a movement impossible to ignore. Solidarity!